When it comes to buying a car, we always think about comfort, practicality, and cost. There is one car which always puzzled car buyers' mind and make them think about only one question. What is more important, substance or style? Until today, this question is not answered properly. Yes, you got it right. We're talking about the Toyota CHR. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the model from 2019. This one is 1.8 liter 4-cylinder petrol engine with 122 horsepower with 230 Newton meters of torque. But if you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to like, comment and share, and also subscribe. I need your help to reach this content as many as Toyota lovers as possible. Anyway, let me welcome you to the styling of this car. I hope you are enjoying the first forward styling video of this car, but let's check out the design feature of this car in more detail. At first look, you're bound to get impressed by this striking looking car. The curves and creases in the car makes it really bold and aggressive. Big headlights and tail lights add another dimension to its funky look. On top, the rear spoiler makes it even more sportier. Let's check if the engine specs are in line with this sporty looking car. Well, this compact high rider had to get a swift and powerful engine to match with distinctive looks, right? This particular CHR has 1.8 liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that produces 122 brake horsepower with 230 Newton meters of torque, while averaging 20 to 24 kilometers per liter in real-life situation. It comes with one choice of CVT transmission gearbox, which stands for continuously variable transmission, and only offers front-wheel driving system. All in all, it should be okay as daily drivers. However, noisy powertrain remain as one of the significant drawbacks. Well, sitting in the driving position, it feels pretty premium, to be honest. This car doesn't feel cramped at all from the front. Instantly, I can see there are a lot of materials. They are made of high quality and soft touch material. For example, if you talk about this dash, it's leather stitched and all the soft materials all around the car. They replace with the cheap plastic in the bottom. They're still there, but significantly less. This car comes with a lot of adjustment according to your needs. I can see there are a lot of controls in the corner for your windows, side mirrors, and also your lightings. I really like the way the air vents are looking. They're looking absolutely gorgeous. Like any other car, here also the center console is part of the main attraction and is nicely located. Although there is no physical button almost in the center console system, however, I can find lots of touch-sensitive buttons in the touchscreen. They are fairly responsive and logically laid out. But what I really hope to be improved is the resolution of the screen. It seems really low in graphics. Although it comes with built-in sat-nav, but putting address in is also a bit complicated. When I try to zoom in and out, the screen is not very responsive. Therefore, managing it while driving is something that you need to get used to. In the good side, it comes with Apple CarPlay, so you are free from all this and have your own interface. Anyway, let's move on to the next features. Steering wheel feels pretty comfortable to hold and also seems premium. They have put a lot of controls in their steering wheels and sometimes it can be complicated while driving. The visors are pretty big and most likely they will be enough to cover you from the sun. The front pillars are looking average. Hopefully you get good visibility out of it. What's interesting though, they have put a side window next to the side mirror, so that reduced the blind spot a little bit. Otherwise, in terms of practicality, we have this nice armrest with leather touch, which can also offer a storage, and in the storage we have a 12-volt socket as well. Near the center console, we have two cup holders in the front. However, they are not so good for the tall bottles. If you have tall water bottle, you will struggle to get it in and out. Other than that, the door bin on the side is also small, can take a tall bottle, but you again you struggle to get it in and out. What I really like though, this diamond design texture over here, it gives a very nice contrast actually. And the armrest looks premium with soft touch leather material and also piano black finish trim. The driving position, it's very comfortable and very good visibility overall. The seats are nice and soft and give you a lot of coverage for your back. So doing a lot of miles in the motorway, it's never going to be a problem for your back. What is disappointing though, in terms of connectivity, we have only one USB port in the front. And not in the front is actually the only USB port in the whole car. Anyway, that's enough from the front. Let's check out the back to see how it feels. If I start with the good things in the back seat seems pretty comfortable. They are nice and soft and definitely gonna be useful in the long journeys. However, when it comes to space and practicality, it doesn't score that high in the back, especially when it comes to legroom. I am 5'7" for your reference, and you can see I don't have much of a legroom left. In terms of headroom though, it's still good, but when it comes to sitting 3 people in the back, I surely have to move more towards the edge, and my head will surely be banged with the roof line here, which means sitting 3 adults in the back will always be tight. When it comes to sitting in the middle, you can do it in very short distance, but long distance again you will suffer. The good thing is you have the good visibility overall and good view of the street. However, your feet will suffer, because if you look at the floor is first of all not completely flat, and secondly, the frame from the driver's and passenger seats are coming more towards the back, which means there is not enough place to keep your food if you're an adult. Inside of this car, it feels pretty dark because of the window. You can see the window is really small, and as there is no sunroof, there is no natural light coming inside apart from the windows, which leaves the back cabin of this car pretty dark and gloomy. So when going to long journeys, make sure you carry in an extra couple of power banks, because there is no USB port in the back, which means as soon as the battery runs out, your kids will always be talking to you and disturbing you while you're focusing on the road. I am surprised to see that Toyota hasn't put any armrests in the back, considering the price point this car is sitting, right? The good side, this car comes with ISOFIX systems, which means putting your kids in the back will be easier than ever. However, the door doesn't wide open quite a lot, which means you have to little bit move around yourself to make it happen. Anyway, that's enough from the back. Let's check the boot and see how it's coming across. The boot provides 377 liters of space, but with rear seat folded, it goes up to 924 liters. It's not the best in class. In fact, Ford Puma and Mazda CX-30 is more practical in that sense. In the good side, the space here is squarely shaped and fitted with plenty of tethering points. Although there is a bit of load lip, but it's not that bad. Another good point is you can fold the rear seat from the back with one hand. Another minor point is the floor does not become entirely flat, but all in all, this boot is fairly practical, but may not fit in some family situations. Now we shall move into the most important part of this car, which is of course driving. Well, enough of talking, now it's time to hit the road. Well, driving feels pretty smooth. The steering wheel is sharp and responsive. One thing I noticed straight away is the rear visibility. It's not so good. And the slopey roofline and the thick pillar in the back makes it really worst. Especially when you are turning right, you don't want to be fully dependent on the system in the car. This car definitely putting your driving skills to the test, especially when it comes to the road awareness. I really like the braking system in this car. It brakes really smoothly. But when you take off your feet from the brake and you start moving forward, this car makes a weird noise. When entering in the motorway, this car punch with enough power. So coming to a motorway speed, it's not a problem. However, the engine becomes a little bit more noisy as soon as you try to enter in motorway. And it's partly because when you're driving in the normal roads in normal speed, the electric motors are providing the powers and acceleration. As soon as you come to higher speed terrain, the combustion engine takes over. Even though two systems are playing simultaneously, the transition is really smooth and you almost never feel it. One thing I'm probably not gonna like is the noise. There is a lot of noise from the road and ongoing vehicles are coming in, as well as noise from the engine also. But most likely you will play some music or listen to radio while driving, so you're not gonna hear this road noise anyway. The gear shift is very smooth. You almost never gonna notice when the car is changing its gear. When it comes to suspension, I really like it. It's very comfortable and cushiony feeling when it hits the potholes and some sort of uneven surface. Cruising with this car in the motorway, it's really relaxing. Which means if you have to do a lot of miles, you can easily choose this car without any problem. But when it comes to quick takeover, you can easily do that, no problem. However, the engine makes a little bit of noise and it's letting you know that it's working hard. The overall fuel economy is also good. It's showing me 25 kilometers per liter in motorway. The high-rise seating position gives you a commanding visibility of the road. However, it's not like one of the SUV feeling. I really like the driving experience in the motorway with this car. When it needs to brake, you just take your feet off from the acceleration and I am amazed how smoothly it's stopped accelerating and kind of brakes the car slow down to the optimal speed that you need. I'm also impressed about how this blind spot monitoring system works every time accurately. Every time there is a car moving next to me, it shows up the blinking. When it comes to driving this car in the city, it drives like a butter. You don't feel like you're driving sort of an SUV, which means parking even in the tight spot, it's very easy with this car. That's what actually makes this car equally suitable for city life and also for rural life. The electronic driving system kicks in as soon as you slow down the car and again kicks in as soon as you take the speed up. I like the fact that it takes all the heavy lifting from the combustion engine. All in all, this car drives really smooth without having any complaint. Well, I said having any complaint, but in reality there is one complaint. That's the visibility, and that's the rear visibility. And that brings me to the conclusion of this video. As I said earlier, we still got puzzled by the question what to choose, substance or style. But if you're watching so far, that means you really like the striking look of this car, right? But do you ever choose style over substance? Let me tell you, it's really easy to live with this car. It is comfortable to drive, reliably fun and cost effective. On top, it comes with high resale value, which means if your practicality needs ever change, it's always easy to sell this car. In the contrary, you pay a bit with practicality and overall visibility. Well, having all this said, what I really think about this car is, this car looks absolutely striking and it's reliable at the same time. So if you can ignore the practicality a bit, I think this car will make an excellent choice for young minds and also people with small families. That's all from me. I hope you really like this video. If so, please don't be shy to like, comment and share. I see you in my next video. Until then, please take care and drive safe.